Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. Yeah, back home. Spent a fantastic 3 weeks in Namibia, 1 week in Istanbul, so it's nice to be home again. And of course, and tonight we are looking at the Glen Scotia Belgian Special Edition 2021, bottled at 46% ABV, matured in ex-bourbon casks. It is natural color, non-chill filtered, costs around €56 for a bottle. And of course, if you do a little bit of online shopping, you will find it here at my store in Belgium. And before I start with the whiskey, I just want to thank my Patreon people. Yes, I do have a Patreon account, and just a reminder that 100% of all the money coming in through the Patreon account will go towards children in South Africa. We are currently looking after 75 children, 85 families that are facing a little bit of a tough time in South Africa. And of course, if you cannot donate, you are always welcome to hit the subscribe button. Once we have reached 1,000 subscribers, all ad revenue will go towards children in South Africa, 100%. So on to tonight's whiskey. Color-wise, it is natural color. And of course, this whiskey is 10 years of age. So it is definitely not a young one, but of course, I think most people would regard 10 years as entry level now, especially if you are getting into the whiskey journey and you've been there a couple of years and you need to experience more. So 10 years is for most people entry level, but at least it is 10-year-old whiskey. And of course, I forgot, it is a peated whiskey, lightly peated. Absolutely lightly peated, but there is some type of peat in it. Color-wise, nice light straw color, but on the taste, on the Glen Scotia Special Edition Belgium 2021, cheers. That is nice. It's sweet, it's light, citrus note coming out. There's a hint of a peat. I do say peated, but you really have to go digging for that peat. But it's definitely on the nose. A nice light floral note, perfumey note coming out. So the alcohol, 46%. I was expecting a little bit more on the nose. But you have to really agitate it, that unhealthy thing. Agitate. And when you get that little bit of a youthful note, and it quickly settles down just to this lovely perfumey citrusy sweetness coming out. A hint of a cinnamon and a little bit of a vanilla note at the back. And I also get a little bit of a dried apricot, maybe also a little bit of a dried peach note in the end. But that sweetness is absolutely fantastic. That's really nice, especially if you let it just a little bit settle down on the first pour as well. There is a little bit of that alcohol bite, but it soon settles down to that lovely sweetness. Maybe even going into a little bit of a caramel English toffee sweetness. Absolutely fantastic on the nose. On the taste, cheers. This is absolutely a dangerous one. It is 46%, and immediately what I get is that warm alcohol, maybe going into a little bit of a hint of just a half a second of a chilliness, that burniness, and soon just covers your whole mouth. And of course, it immediately it feels like you're heating up a little bit on the alcohol. But then after that 2-3 seconds, immediately you hit with a lovely sweetness. Creme brulee, a little vanilla, an English toffee note coming out, and a hint of an oakiness. But just a hint of it, just to tone down that sweetness of the alcohol, just a little bit. But it is a sweet one. For the people that are not a fan of sweet whiskies, I don't think you will appreciate it. And after finding all of these sweet, lovely notes, at the back of it, you get that peatiness, that little smokiness, a little bit of a savory smoke. It's not a big TCP or hospital, but it is like quite a well-balanced smoke for me anyway. Absolutely fantastic. On the taste as well, it is 10 years old, and it feels a little bit younger than that 10 years old, especially on that initial sip, that initial little bite of the alcohol. But of course, after that, it is just plain sailing into flavor town. Absolutely fantastic. Let me just try one more time. I love it. Now, last night, I did try some, and I did make some notes on it. And then I thought it was a good idea to add a little bit of water to see what the effect is going to be. Short of it, not going to add water tonight. It did not do much for the nose of it, but as soon as I add water, the taste was quite lovely. A lovely sweetness developed, something that I would definitely recommend if you cannot stand a high ABV. Add just a couple of drops of water. I added a little bit too much, and of course it distracted of that lovely nose of it. But it does take a couple of drops of water well on the taste wise. So definitely something that I would recommend. This is definitely not a peat monster. There's not loads and loads of peat in it, but it is absolutely a fantastic whiskey nevertheless. Ooh, and I do like the nose of it, and I do like the taste of it, so I'll definitely recommend it. Have you tried it? Let me know in the comment what you think about the Glen Scotia Special Belgian Edition 2021. And just remember to like and subscribe. Your contribution will help so many people in the future. So see you next time. Cheers.